Viewers, the latest news about the ongoing conflict between Ethiopia, Tigray, and Eritrea is that the latest reports have been received about the ongoing fighting in Amhara, Tigray, and Afar region, which I will share with you in this video. According to the latest reports, intense fighting is currently underway on the sides of the RK. I have informed you in previous videos that Tigray Defense Force side claimed that ADRK is in control of Tigray Defense Force, and also shared a video in which Tigray Defense Force soldiers can be seen in ADRK city. And now, according to the latest updates, Tigray Defense Force soldiers are moving towards Zarima. Whereas if you look at the map on the screen, there are Chubar and Zarima on the B30 highway ahead of the RK. And now, according to the latest reports, Tigray Defense Force soldiers have reached the sides of Chubar. And on this front, heavy war continues between Amhara forces, its allies, and Tigray Defense Force. Whereas on the other hand, according to reports, heavy fighting continues on the sides of Valdia and Haragobia on the A2 highway. Reports have been received from Ethiopian National Defense Force sources that Ethiopian National Defense Force has captured dozens of Tigray Defense Force soldiers during ongoing fighting on the sides of Kobo. But no evidence and photos regarding this claim from Ethiopian National Defense Force have been shared yet. Apart from this, massive war has broken out in the Far region. According to the latest reports received from Tigray Defense Force sources, Tigray Defense Force has gained control of several areas in the Far region on Afar Tigray border. Whereas heavy fighting is currently underway on the sides of Birhale, Abala, and Yalo in the Afar region. Thus, there is no doubt that Eritrean soldiers are involved in this war. And I have already informed you that the Eritrean soldiers are entering the Afar region with heavy weapons. And now, a heavy war is underway between Eritrean Defense Force and Tigray Defense Force in several areas of Afar region. Whereas the main objective of Eritrean Defense Force and Ethiopian National Defense Force is to gain control over Mekelle, the capital of Tigray region, as soon as possible. And Ethiopian National Defense Force and its allies have already attacked many fronts to gain control over Mekelle. But Ethiopian National Defense Force and its allies did not get any substantial success. And now massive war is going on in Afar region. But on the other hand, according to the latest updates, the Eritrean army is recalling the reservists and recruiting many young people to be sent to the front. About it, I already informed you in previous videos. And they are trying to conquer Axum, Adigarat, Shaire, and enter Mekelle city. The situation of the civilian population is dramatic, the worst offensive since the conflict. And this is what a source of the local Catholic Church, who remains anonymous for security reasons, told that since 24th August, when the fighting resumed, the humanitarian situation in Tigray has been worsening day by day. And the Amhara and Fano special forces are also involved in the offensive against the Tigrayan guerrillas, while drone attacks by the Federal Army are reported. The attacks conducted by the Eritrean Army are causing victims among civilians. And the President of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mohammed, asked Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki to bring the 5,000 soldiers trained in Eritrea back to Somalia. But at the moment, there has been no response, and the widespread denial and obstruction of access to basic services, food, health care, and humanitarian assistance are having a devastating impact on the civilian population, said the chairman of the commission created by the Human Rights Council of United Nations. Thus, the humanitarian crisis in Tigray is shocking, both in terms of scope and duration. Yes, and Murungi called on the government to immediately restore basic services and ensure full and unrestricted humanitarian access. The International Commission also urged the Tigray People Liberation Front force to ensure that humanitarian agencies can operate without hindrance. Yet the situation is also dramatic for some 2,800 civilians displaced and recently transferred to a federal police training center in the Jare camp, where, according to the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, they had been taken and suffered serious human rights violations, and the Commission denounces the impossibility of visiting the displaced due to the refusal of the security forces. Because today, the government of Tigray welcomes the report of the International Commission of Human Rights Experts on Ethiopia submitted to the United Nations Human Rights Council. The report sheds light on the multifaceted genocidal war that has been waged and continues to be waged against the people of Tigray. This ongoing campaign of national extermination has picked up peace following our enemies' declaration of the third round of brutal war on Tigray. While the Commission's investigation will continue, the parliamentary finding establish beyond a shadow of a doubt that the invading forces have committed and continue to commit heinous war crimes and crimes against humanity in Tigray, and the core conclusions vindicate what the government of Tigray has been conveying to the world, according to the latest reports by Tigray government, and said that even so, while the shocking crimes identified by the Commission are part of a well orchestrated campaign to eliminate the people of Tigray, and the international community has failed to call this affront to humanity by its rightful name, genocide, and having completely encircled Tigray for 2 years. Our enemies have deployed all kinds of weapons, including starvation and bombing, to subjugate the people of Tigray, and failing that, eliminate them once and for all. And the government of Tigray urges the international community to live up to its pledge of never again. Yes, our partners in this section, the Eritrean dictatorship of Isaias Afwerki and the Abiy regime have been implicated in the commission of heinous atrocities in Tigray. Both regimes have deployed starvation as a tool of war, and the Eritrean regime's violation of international humanitarian law was so egregious that the then head of United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs publicly singled out the despotic regime for weaponizing starvation against Tigrayan in June 2021, and the Commission's investigation found that starvation has been weaponized against the people of Tigray. And the Commission also finds the deployment of rampant sexual and gender-based violence against Tigrayan women and girls, and rape and sexual violence against Tigrayan men and boys. In many cases, these heinous acts of sexual violence resulted in permanent damage to the productive organs of the victims, establishing the genocidal intent of the perpetrators. So viewers, so far the latest update. For more latest update, please subscribe channel. Thanks for watching.